I
Oh,
know.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an Insight Studios interview. And today we are going to be interviewing The Basement, which is kind of infamous on ESOC. You know, you heard their name going around. And this is how it's going to work. This is how it's going to work. I have a list of questions that I'm going to ask them, and then we're going to go to the forums where I had posted a thread, and we're going to ask the questions that are on that thread. And then once those are exhausted, we're going to turn to live audience questions that you guys have been asking during the stream. And how that's going to work, let me go ahead and post it in here, the instructions of how it works. You have to type out, there we go, commands.
This reminds me of the end of PCP, Nate. Staying on the couch.
Alright, so exclamation point Q, and then your question. So that's how you insert a question. So get those going in, and we'll go from there. So, how you guys doing?
Great.
Good. I'm doing well. You know, things are going well in my life. A lot of people like to complain. Like Ear here. By the way, this is Ear, guys.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yes,
we should introduce ourselves. My name is Fighting Frenchman, aka the Ear. This is my co-host in Evil Cheddar
Well, hi.
and executive producer Gustavus Adolphus.
Well, hi there.
And I'm Sight. Okay, so the first question, and I guess it's kind of directed to all three of you, but how did you discover Age of Empires 3?
Gustav should answer this. He was the first one, I think. I don't know if that's
Well, we first discovered me and me and Cheddar discovered Age of Mythology. That was our first game by Ensemble Studios we played. Can't quite remember how we discovered it. I think it just kind of
appeared.
It just kind of appeared.
I don't know, in the tray of the tower. It
Yeah,
did.
I don't remember when we got it in the first place, but we got that. We loved Age of Mythology. And I guess did Age of Mythology come out? Yeah, Age of Mythology came out before Age of Empires 3. We liked it so much we decided to get Age of Empires 2, and we realized, hey, that's older. And we saw Age of Empires 3 come out in Costco. And we bought a disc copy in Costco, and that's when we
I
started.
remember Gustav really wanted, in particular, the Asian Dynasties expansion, and like for a few years, for some reason, we had trouble getting it. Do you remember this, Gustav?
Yeah.
I don't even know why.
Well, it wasn't on Steam.
We were nil as scrubs for a little while.
We for a very long time, our parents didn't let us have internet access. So when they would leave the house to run an errand, Cheddar and I would quickly find an Ethernet cord, run it from our modem all the way to the computer, plug it in, and try to play a game. And usually there would never be enough time, so we'd have to unplug. That's when the account was first made in 2007, I'd say.
You'd
The Evil
say
Cheddar.
it definitely was. 2007 was when the account was made.
Yeah.
So that was how they discovered AoE 3. I discovered it many years later after they had already started playing.
What year? What do you think?
It was
2013,
12,
2014?
maybe.
It was the late, I believe it was late 2013, or maybe like mid 2013. They had already been playing basement games for a while, and then they invited me to join the basement games. And I wasn't very good at first, but I quickly became better than some of the other basement players, and I became obsessed enough that I've now become so ingrained in the AoE 3 community that it's unhealthy, as many people would say.
There may be no way out for him.
Yeah, it's pretty much an addiction at this point.
Okay. Alright, so the next question is, when did you start playing Age of Empires 3 competitively? When did you start to take the online aspect of it a bit more seriously?
I've never ever done that. I never.
I was
will.
going to say, I was going to answer this for Ear. The answer for Ear is he has never started.
And I never will.
The answer for Gustav is he has never started.
Well, no, the answer is right now because I'm attempting to get to PR 15 to get into the tournament.
No, the
It's
answer.
too late. The signups are over.
No, it was till tomorrow, till the 20 or till the 26th.
The answer is still Gustav never started, and for me, maybe like a year ago.
Okay. How far do you see yourself getting in the tournament?
I think that I would. Oh, me? You didn't ask me. I'm not. I can't.
Me,
answer.
I'm dead on
PR12.
arrival. I'm dead on arrival because I'm not allowed in the tournament.
Oh yeah, he's not allowed. He was
This is the
banned.
face of a banned man.
Cheddar, do you think I make it past the first round?
No, absolutely not. There's no,
No.
one. There's no one that would lose against.
Yeah.
you.
No, I think Gustav could make it past the first round.
No, he's worse than me.
No, I'm not. We never played.
We'll find out. We'll find out later, tonight or tomorrow, probably. Or
Okay.
I don't know. It's not important.
All
Continue.
right. Question 3.
Yeah.
What is your favorite civilization?
France, OP, and Rush, and the Treaty.
It's not OP and Rush.
Well, they're good in Rush.
Information.
It's the only
They're
civ.
solid in Rush.
The only civ I like to play in Rush.
For me, my favorite Rush civ is India because I like the flail rush, the patented cheddar crush strat with flail elephants, as well as some consulate grenadiers sprinkled in if I feel like it. For Japan, against Japan, it's pretty cool, pretty good.
Okay.
And Gustav?
It's hard for me to decide between the British and the Japanese, but I'm pretty much known in the basement for playing the British, so I guess I'll have to stick
He's a
with
British treaty player, pretty much.
Okay. All right. So, what are your favorite units? What is each of your favorite unit in the game?
Alright, let's be honest here. One of my favorite units. Okay, I'm not gonna say gendarmes because they're obviously the most OP unit in the game. I really love using Doppelsagners when I play as Germany in Treaty, just because it pisses people off so much. And when I play as the Dutch, Reuters, even the Dutch are actually considered underpowered in Treaty in the basement against people so angry. They claim the Dutch are overpowered. And I like to use a strategy, what was claimed as the Dutch Rush, where in Treaty, you get 5 horse cannons, surround them with 50 Reuters, and then just march into the enemy base, and then you also have a box of 50 halberdiers that you move to the side of the base. And it gets people so angry that sometimes they'll just resign after like 40 minutes of Treaty, and they get so mad. It's my favorite thing.
We're talking about people getting mad. We might as well talk about Gustav and his rage.
I love rage quits.
Gustav has an infamous. Gustav, do you want to
Talk about your rage quit.
I had the first rage quit. It was when I was playing British, and I was just learning how to livestock. And Dr. D1CK started to come to my base. He started knocking over my sheep with his villagers.
Yeah, you can go in.
And I just couldn't stand it, so I rage quit probably 8 minutes into the game.
Yeah, he kind of pissed everyone off, but
What is this? We gotta keep on the favorite unit.
yeah, I know. We're just gonna finish that.
And my favorite unit certainly is not cows or sheep.
It could be. Your favorite, I'd say Gustav's favorite unit is either the Redcoat or the Rocket.
You're exactly right. I was about to say.
Yeah.
I certainly use the most redcoats, but rockets. But
Rockets
I
are
can
pretty
use
cool.
them. Oh my gosh.
My favorite unit of all time. That is a hard question because for the longest time in the basement games, I'd play Ottoman, and there's this big debate: who is better, the Redcoat or the Janissary?
Well,
Janissary is bar
Really?
none my favorite. Even though I know Sepoys can be technically better, I just like the Janissary because they have this huge head. They have like this headdress they wear. They look so fat, and they just look. And it matches the stats somewhat. They have so much HP. They can take bullets.
Cheddar and I did a test. I don't remember was it shooting or melee combat.
Shooting. Melee combat, Jan's dominant.
No, it was shooting combat between a redcoat musketeer fully upgraded and a janissary fully upgraded. And the conclusion was, after everything happens, like I forget who shot first, but it was probably the musketeer. After the musketeer shoots first, the janissary is left standing with literally 0 hit points. Like if you go to the actual number of hit points it has left, it has 0, but somehow still alive. It's one of the craziest things.
It's just better.
But it wins with 0 hit points.
Yeah. Oh, and I also should mention that Urumi is probably my favorite rush unit. It's good for popping on top of enemy units and just destroying them.
I had some good experience with Hirumi once, not long ago. I don't remember the situation, but it's not. Yeah, I was playing. I had Hirumi.
You had Urumi at some point. It's probably a
I
call.
think. Yeah. It was almost. Yeah, it was definitely called.
All right. So the next question, I think, is going to be. There's going to be a pretty good agreement here between the three of you. But what's your favorite game mode?
Treaty. Oh, he'll say rush, but
All right. I guess I have the false truth is that I'm technically a treaty loyalist, but I play lots of Rush, and I quite like Rush. But I guess if I'm going to be associated with the basement, I have to say Treaty is the superior game mode.
The thing with Treaty is one of the reasons it's superior. It's that people who play Treaty on average.
If we were to check the files, like there's a big filing cabinet back, and
if you're going to check everyone's IQ, and if you check Treaty and Rush players, the Treaty players are generally going to have a higher IQ on average.
What about the people that play both?
It's whoever, like, it's whatever you identify yourself most as. They'll generally have a. Here's the thing. There's some confusion about this. Playing Treaty doesn't make your IQ go up. It's people who have a higher IQ will generally gravitate towards Treaty rather than Rush.
Yep, that's how it is.
It's just a simple fact.
I mean, yeah, but if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Like Rush is like instant gratification. Like, oh, I can start making units or fight like in the first 10 minutes. Whereas in Treaty you have to like think economics. You pretty much have to get like an economics degree. You gotta boom for 40 minutes, send an economic theory, do all that stuff in a specific order to maximize your resources, and then you fight. Like a patient man, patient commander.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next question: when did you start streaming, and why?
Cheddar, you were the first one of us to start streaming.
I was to start streaming because I was curious about it. I started streaming, I think, maybe like 8 months ago. That's really just a guess. If you go on Evil Cheddar ESOC, you can find. I think you can. There's a way to know when I joined, and when I joined, I think I streamed the same day. But I started streaming because I wanted to show people Cheddar strats. I wanted to show people the Flail Rush because some people didn't believe in it, and I had some I wish I would have saved the files of some of the recordings of the games I've won on my stream, which were crazy. Where like I was down in score, I was down in economic potential, but one good fight turns the tide in my favor. And I wish I would have started. See, that's why I stream, so I can share that experience with the world.
Okay.
I didn't really stream very much of my own gameplay, but I started by streaming other games. Like I started streaming some of your tournament games because I wanted to be like part of the casting environment. Like I had already had the podcast, of course, but I wanted to be casting actual games. I think I did a pretty good job overall. And then, of course, I took the very bold move, as everyone should probably remember, of hosting the telethon, where I streamed for 24 hours straight. Over 24 hours, really, if you count everything else. It was like 24 and a half hours almost. Mm-hmm. I streamed that straight through. I didn't sleep at all. It was insane. Since then, I've been streaming myself learning to play Rush. So I'm trying to get a little bit better, and people comment in the chat, and that helps me get a little better. You know, I also feel like it might help other people who are just learning to play. I'm trying to target people who are new to the game because I've played Treaty a lot, but I don't know anything about Rush. Well, now I know a little more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to get better because I want to be a better caster as well. That's really. I don't think I'm ever going to be like a really competitive player, but I want to get better at casting.
Oh, I can identify with that.
Let's be honest. There's a lot of people who are like, I've been saying I want to cast more, and people are like, oh, we want more casted games. There's a subset of the population of ESOC that's like, we want less casted games, and people who cast are bad. They want less people casting. It seems. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Bizarre.
It's bizarre. It's counterintuitive because like, why would you want less? If it's someone you don't like, just don't watch it. Because the alternative is the game just won't get casted. How could you possibly prefer that? It's like a football or a basketball game being blacked out because not enough tickets were sold. So it's not being aired. Why would you want that?
It's not even all about like the viewers. Like even for the players, I go back and I rewatch every time I played on stream to see what the commentators are thinking about the game, just because I find it interesting. So it's not even if there's no one, even if it ends up that no one watches that particular game, it still can be useful in some respect.
Okay. Next question. How did you discover ESOC? How do you find it?
Oh, Cheddar was the one who first found it among us.
Okay. I don't know exactly. It must have been some random Google search, but for getting into the nitty-gritty here, it probably was some random. I was looking for information about units on probably the main Age of Empires 3 forum, and it led me to.
Which one is that? There's
There's
like Heaven one.
Evan, I don't actually know.
But I did get redirected. No, I made an account there. I probably posted something related to crossbowmen or something, and I got
yeah, I would imagine.
and I got redirected to this site, ESOC Community, and from there it's history. But that's how I found it. To answer your question,
He found it, and then he didn't tell us about it, but I saw during a basement game, I saw him posting about it. Or I saw him on the website, and I asked him about it. And then once I was introduced to it, then I started posting on it. Like, I started posting in almost every thread, and very quickly someone made a thread called I always had my 3D ear character avatar, and somebody asked. They made a thread said, "Where did the ear come from?" He came out of nowhere and is dominating the forums. That's actually where my name was spawned.
I like the idea of domination. Like, as if that's like a thing, like just posting means.
Actually, in that thread, I apologized. I said my experience with Age of Empires allows me to take over lands very quickly. And that was my excuse for why I was posting almost every single thread. Those are back in the golden age, I would say.
You could say that you're sent in land grab overnight.
I was grabbing the land.
Grabbing
Okay.
up real estate.
All right. So next question: how involved are you at ESOC, and what does that involvement consist of?
I have many, many answers to this question, and I could answer it for hours if you wanted
Wait,
me to.
repeat the question.
Yeah, repeat it.
Okay. The question is: how involved are you in ESOC, and what does that involvement consist of?
Oh no, I haven't made a post yet. I haven't made one post on the ESOC.
Yeah, he's been banned for a
I'm
little
pretty
bit.
much not even involved anymore, so to speak.
Let's talk about my involvement with ESOC. So, I joined the forums in about October of 2015. A lot of stuff happened that month in my life. It was a real game changer. To be honest, I don't know if it's actually when I joined, but historical revisionism, you know. Anyway, so I started posting for a while, and eventually I decided I wanted to become a mod. And so I started the hashtag mod the ear movement. And basically, I remember a specific conversation I had with H2O, aka Ryan. And he said the best way to become a mod was to contribute something that nobody else is. And so I said, I'm going to start an Age of Empires 3 podcast. I was met with much criticism and scorn from just generally angry forum members for no reason. And eventually I decided to start a podcast. And it's been a huge success. We've had many great guests.
The best success ever.
We're on episode 21 or 22 at the moment.
Season 2.
Oh, yeah, we're on season 2. It's
We're using seasons now. That's how full of ourselves we are. We're dividing. We think it's so great.
basically the podcast has been an enormous success. Anyone who says not is wrong. And so that was like first real big project we worked on. And I mean, it's been going on for a while. And our second big project, probably not only is it our most important project, it's the most important AoE 3 event ever.
Could be the most important event in ever in history.
In January of this year, we hosted the Basement Insight
Charity
Telethon 2017, where we had, as I mentioned already, we had the 24-hour stream where we raised $1,805 for Doctors Without Borders, and it was an enormous success. And also since then, we did another project. We did the Time to Micro tournament, which was predicted to be a huge failure, and it turned out to be great. We had
turned out to be the best
we had
tournament.
60% success rate. Kaiser Klein ended up winning the tournament. If you're listening, you'll get your prize money soon. Okay, I have the money. I'm having trouble hooking up the bank account to PayPal. It's all very complicated, money and whatnot. But I have the money. You'll get the money soon. What was the question again? Could you give me the question again?
The question is, how involved are you in ESOC, and what does that involvement consist of? So,
yes. One other thing that I'm working on it's sort of in partnership with ESOC. Me and Duck are the leaders. I'm starting an ESOC book club. The first assignment, quote unquote. It's not really an quote. It is an assignment, but you don't have to do it. But if you want to be part of the book club, if you want to be part of the book club,
you cannot hand it in for a 0.
To be honest, I haven't even checked the poll to see which book won. I've been really busy, but I will be posting a thread. Well, I'll do it tonight after this interview about how many chapters we're going to read for the first week or 2 weeks. Duck, you're in the audience. We'll talk to you soon about. Me and Duck are leading a book club. That's the second thing, or the fourth thing. And the next thing we're going to do after that is a cards tournament, which will be happening.
We're not talking Yu-Gi-Oh cards here, okay? No Pokemon cards.
The interjection scenario tournament cards. We're going to do a tournament based on the format of our Times Micro tournament, which is a great success. It'll probably be the weekend of April. It'll probably be on Saturday, April 15th. That's a tentative date. Do not consider that final yet, even though it almost definitely will be. That's the end of my answer.
Okay. What about you, Gustav? What's your involvement in the SOC, and what's that consist of?
I'm not a poster. I'm a lurker, and I act as Ear and Cheddar's lawyer when things happen.
He got banned for no reason. Wait. Continue.
I got to go with my involvement.
Yeah, you're not involved because you're banned from the forums for a year.
My involvement, I am the lead solicitor for the chat, the telethon.
Okay.
I take great pride in shaking the money out of people in the chat. Hear me?
How can you possibly claim that soliciting donations from someone is bad? Like, unless you think donating to charity is bad, how can you possibly claim?
There were people who thought that.
Yeah, there were actually people before the telethon even happened that said we shouldn't be raising money for charity. We should be donating to ESOC. First of all, I've already donated plenty of money to ESOC. I'm in the top 10 donators. If you want to go check the list.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I feel like the concept of having have you ever heard of a program like someone saying, "Oh, if you win, we'll donate to your favorite charity." I find the concept of having a favorite charity quite strange. Not bad, but just strange. How do you feel about that?
Doctors Without Borders is a good charity.
I don't know. I feel like having a favorite charity. They're just good charities.
They're all good, unless you hate charity.
Unless they're absolutely horribly run and are obviously just conning.
Yeah, the what's it called? That breast cancer one, Susan G. Komen.
If they're not run well, then I guess you can say that.
Doctors Without Borders is a great one, though. We saved a lot of lives during the telethon. Thank you to everyone who participated.
What was it, 22,000 meals?
Yeah, I think we saved 22,000 lives. Anyway, continue.
All right. Okay, so the next question is, what are your goals in regards to Age of Empires this year?
I have a lot of goals. None of them are really directly related to Age of Empires, but they're just basement-specific goals.
Okay.
Well, we're going to host multiple tournaments over the course of this year, scenario tournaments particularly because they're the easiest. Next year, very, very early next year, in the beginning of January, we're going to host a second telethon, which is going to be double the length, 48 hours, more than double the donations, which I'm guaranteeing.
Oh, so there's a goal. There's a goal. What's the goal?
At least $4,000.
Guys, we're not aiming to double the donations. We are squaring the donations.
Okay, no. We're gonna say 4,000 is the absolute minimum, and if it's any less than that, I'll be hugely disappointed in the community. You know what? I'm gonna say it now. 48 hours, yes, at least. But if we don't hit $4,000 donations, we're gonna keep going until we get to it.
We will go until...
I promise that now. I promise.
Guys, we're going till we turn into a skeleton sitting at the computer. Yes.
Maybe not that. But
we're going till
at least 48 hours and at least $4,000. What other goals did I have?
No, I mean if we don't reach $4,000, we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, we're not gonna stop until we hit $4,000 in donations. What other goals did I have for this year? Oh, I was thinking about starting a second podcast in addition to Revolt, one that focused exclusively on high-level players. I was trying to find, if anyone's listening who would like to host that, and Cheddar could be your co-host, and then we could edit it for you and post it for you, please let me know, because I'm trying to create a basement media empire. This is the basement, and then this is the empire.
That's great.
That was a really good diagram you made there.
It was I'll be right back.
Wait.
Gone
Can you
again.
ask some questions?
Well, shouldn't we tell our goals? My goal
Your goal.
is to get good enough at Rush that I can at least enter the tournaments and have a good time in it. And just, play it like you do, Cheddar. Or maybe like Sight. I don't know.
Yeah, my advice, Gustav, is to just get really good at strat.
That's
And
what I'm
a cool
starting to
strat.
do.
Don't make it a lame strat.
I'm playing French. I'm learning. I'm
No,
getting there.
I mean, yeah, make it
I'm being sergeants.
being sergeant. Yeah,
Some
impressive.
sergeants.
Yeah, but make it a cool strat, and make it something that you'll be known for.
Yeah.
It makes it fun.
Well, I think I have to stop playing French for that.
So I guess my goal right now is to actually be able to get into the tournament. As you know, we keep kind of bringing it up here, but I'm not allowed to be in the tournament because I'm some goober who's not allowed.
But yeah, it's having your own distinctive strategy is cool. Like Cheddar's known for his flail rush, and I think I've become a little bit known for my renegados that I will not leave.
Renegado's OP.
Yeah. So on a more serious note, I do want to expand my sim. Like right now, I only really know India and France. I want to expand into probably the British, and maybe even like I used to actually know Germany kind of well, but then I forgot. So I want to get back into Germany. I want to get back to playing them. It's gonna be fun.
Shall I perfect the great 50 red coat column strategy and
No, I
walls
think-
of artillery?
Red
No.
coat's dumb.
Gustav, what I want for you is for you to perfect a British strategy involving grenadiers. That would do me proud.
I love
All right, I'll do it.
That would do me proud.
love
A
Grenadiers.
grenadier strat because they're this unit. They're kind of like the flail outfit. They're kind of this unit that's no one thinks they're going to be good.
They're not used in the basement very much.
Yeah, I mean they're not used anywhere.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah, our friend Riki's in the chat.
So what are your personal goals outside of Age of Empires for this year?
Are you calling me out for not meeting my goals?
No.
I'm
I'm
trying to
just
get in shape, alright? I'm not gonna. I have a gut, and I have a real problem with it. I don't want to show it off. Okay, wait. I showed you earlier. I didn't show in the chat. I was eating an apple.
His goal is to be
Oh.
healthy to warm.
Anyway, that's really my only goal. It's my goal every single year, and I never accomplish it, and I never will. That's end of story. Someone else go.
What's your goal, Gustav?
Become slightly more financially independent. Buy a truck.
A
And,
truck. He just bought a car, and he wants to buy a truck.
Well, a
He's
cheap truck.
He's a redneck. Just admit it.
And buy a,
He's a
and
neo-redneck.
I need to upgrade my computer so I can get it ahead of you here.
I'm gonna upgrade my computer to get ahead of
You
you.
don't have money.
I have more than enough money.
You don't.
If I don't pay for my college classes, then I can spend all the money I want.
All right.
So yeah,
What's your goal?
Cheddar, what are your goals?
my goal is
You
to,
also want to get in shape,
yes.
although you're already in better shape than me.
Yes, I used to be quite in shape, but things have gone downhill since I left college sports.
He's been in retirement, so.
I call it retirement. Anyway, yeah, so it's similar to Gustav, we want more, obviously most people want more financial stability. I'm trying to secure shadowing, more experiences. Like I want to be a doctor, so you have to have experiences when you apply to a medical school that relate in medicine. So yeah, I want to secure more of those, and I want to sharpen my application. So there's that.
okay.
Next question.
Next.
Next question. This was a bit more controversial. Okay.
Oh, I can't wait. I have an answer prepared, whatever it is.
Which basement member is the best? And this is not in regards to simply strategies or the game, just all encompassing which one of you is the best.
It's Cheddar. I can't argue with that.
Oh, wait.
There is no argument to be
Is this,
had.
no, but this isn't Age of Empires. It made it sound.
You mean the best just in life in general?
Best life. Do
Or like, who's the best at Age of Empires, or who has the best life?
Just which one of you is the best? Just all encompassing and life.
Dr. T1CK has probably the best life. He makes the most money, and
He's right now kind of not looking like he's the best at life.
yeah, he's
but
sleeping next to us right
You
now.
rotate the camera.
Yeah, let's show him off to the screen. I don't care.
He's older, but that's unfair. That's unfair. He has a career, but that doesn't mean he's like best at life forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's sleeping for sure. He's gonna visit China soon. He might get stuck.
He's not best at life forever. Life is like a continuous process.
Life is yeah, it comes and goes. It comes and
What
goes.
about among the three of us? Though, who's the best?
I don't know.
Me? Out of college,
You've
I've got
graduated college, however,
Got
you,
no debt.
you also don't have a
Got a
real,
nice car.
You don't have a real job in your car. I wouldn't say.
debt. Soon to have a real job.
I would say I have a nicer car. Mine's from 2007. 2007 Mitsubishi Galant.
I
Pearl
run
white.
the cars. I say
He has a what year is your car?
my car, 1999.
He has a 1999 red Jetta. It's a piece of garbage.
It's so cool.
He has a
It's so
2003 Saab. I have a 2007 Mitsubishi Galant in pearl white. I often joke anytime like someone asks like, "Oh, what's your dream car?" I'll always answer a 2007 Mitsubishi in pearl white. It's like the most specific thing for no reason, and I always say I'm living my dream. Although I'm really not. It has
I love
the check.
seeing
It has
other-
the check engine light on still, even after I brought it to the mechanic. It has over 130,000 miles because I drive a lot, and the oil light was on recently, and I didn't want to put oil in it because I don't know how to do that, and my dad ended up doing it for me. But it's the light's off now, so it's fine. Anyway, next question.
My car was leaking oil like crazy the other day. Gustav actually told me about it. And
Next question.
Okay, so I'm pulling up the questions right now. We're going to go from the ones that were submitted to the forms. So let me find that. And then we're going to move to live audience.
Prepared.
Alright, so here we are, the first one. And this is one I think the whole community is kind of wanting to know. It's been a long time coming already.
I
When
already know the answer.
when is the execution? I don't know why he used the term execution, but when is Evil Cheddar gonna get shot 11 times on camera?
Soon. We're working on it. Okay. It's really
Guys, it's a production.
Quality takes time. All
Okay.
right? And if you knew us, then you would know that.
See, I'm big on
I
production.
could literally shoot him at any time.
Yeah, we shoot him sometimes just for fun.
I
but
mean, yeah,
the,
I've been
the
shot.
official video is going to take a while because we want to make it like a huge production. We have like a cast and crew of 800 people, and it's a real a real mess.
All right, the real answer is that it is somewhat of a production,
Yeah, we are actually working on it.
and we feel obligated now that as the longer it gets, the better the production has to be.
It's
So,
kind of a vicious cycle where the
when-
end result is
When
that
is the
you have to wait.
deadline? When are we going to be ensured that we will have the video in front of us?
All of the telethon rewards will be released by the next telethon, guaranteed.
Guys, you're thinking it's been so long, but you guys have already gone like 4 months. You're approaching like a quarter.
It's actually been like less than 2 or 3,
Are-
less than 3.
Are you
Not a quarter.
are you worried that the time that you're taking to release the rewards is damaging your credibility?
No, because our credibility is mostly damaged by, let's be honest, fake news by people who just don't like us. Biased people and their propaganda.
So
I can't. I try to fight it, but I can't erase it.
We can't fight with punches. Come on, if we were fighting with punches, let's get real. Basement's gonna come out on top.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
So fake news is damaging your credibility more than your inability to follow through with the promises you made.
We never made any promises about the time frame except that it would be done by the next telethon. I've never broken a promise in my entire life.
I have literally never done anything wrong in my entire life, ever once. Thank you.
All right, so
Next question.
yeah, we'll move on to the next question. I'll let the audience determine if that was an adequate answer or not. What's the current state of the hashtag Mod of the Year movement? And by the way, before we continue, these questions were from Dieschlander. I'm sorry if I just totally destroy your guys' names, but
I know him. He's a good guy. Breeze apologized.
Yeah, we totally. Yeah.
that was really funny.
Guys, I have to say these questions I feel like have all been asked, like so far. These last 2 questions, I know I've heard them before.
Yeah, it's okay. We're willing to answer them.
But we answer them every time. We like to answer.
Could you ask this question one more time? I forgot what you said.
the question was, what is the current state of the hashtag Mod of the Year movement?
All right. So basically, this is what happened. I was in talks with the mods, and they were like, we're considering you to be a mod, and then they made me wait for like weeks as they claimed to be deliberating, and then at the end of it, they were like, all right, well, we're considering you, but we have a lot of new members to the mod team, so we're gonna wait, but you're like near the top of our list. And since then, at least like 2 mods have been like moved or resigned. So there's only 3 mods, and they didn't pick me. And so I know they're not going to. So at this point, I won't say I've given up, because I still think I should be a mod. I feel like I deserve it. And mod team is really crooked. Anyway, I'm working on it. It's gonna take a while.
Guys, we need your support.
Yeah,
We need you to
if you support the basement, post hashtag mod the year in your signature in the ESSE forums, and just post it randomly on the forums.
I'm not gonna force you guys to put hashtag free the cheese. We know that can get you.
Hashtag free the cheese is okay. You don't have to do it though. He needs to be free. He's banned for no reason. Next question.
We need to get off this subject.
Okay, so the next question are.
Good haircut, Jakey. Shut up.
Okay, so
Anyway, next question.
I agree,
this
JD.
question, like, let's try not to approach too far in the drama sector, but I mean, I do have the disclaimer. So, the question is, why are Noel and Jerome not being flamed anymore by the basement?
I have a perfect answer for this. I already rehearsed it earlier. 1. Noel was never really truly flamed. If I ever did flame him publicly, that was a joke. He's a good guy. He recently resigned from the admin team. To be honest, he deserves some flaming for what he did by resigning. I'm pissed at him for that. But he's a good guy overall. I don't flame Jerome because the basement has had a feud with him for a long time. We are trying to move on from that. I don't know what he's doing. Next question.
He is sitting in a chair, presumably, somewhere.
Next question. I'm moving on. I'm good.
Look at this guy. He's moving on. I'm proud. He's moving on.
He threatened to kill me, but anyway, move on.
Let's do a little bit of troubleshooting here. It says that your video is frozen.
Well, it's not my fault. I'm sorry, that wasn't necessary. There's no reason to be afraid of anything I say.
I'm messing with it. Got to get
We
that
appear
live
okay on our
action.
end.
Yeah, you
I'm
appear.
okay on my own end.
Well, you appear on my end as well. It's just kind of being a little buggy.
You're right. I am frozen on my end. On the Twitch end.
I guess I can
it
like.
was okay. It was okay. Yeah. Yeah. Duck. Dopey duck. That's what I call him.
Okay.
Can't
Hey,
control
on
himself.
on your end, press the end video button and then start video again and see if that fixes it.
How's that?
Well, we have to wait. Because he already said it was working for him, so we have to wait for it to work for us.
We will make this work.
It doesn't work on...
Talk
I have a-
talk about something and buy me some time.
Wars of Liberty mod. Have you played it, Sight?
I have not. Is
I
it?
swear you did. I swear I saw you playing it on stream.
No, I played the Napoleonic era mod.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Alright, wait. You guys might have to try to fix something. I have to go to the bathroom.
He's going.
They're claiming it didn't work. It's not appearing on the Twitch chat.
Yeah, I know. I know what it is. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna end the Skype call, and then launch it right back. Okay.
Alright, we'll be here.
Okay. And so now I have to be the one that buys time. I'm sorry, guys. I guess the Skype just decided to. This is why Skype sucks. But apparently, there is going to be a video calling capabilities on Discord sometime in the near future. So that will be really cool. I'm going to enjoy that a lot, actually. Discord is such a great app. Alright, so got that relaunched. Okay. might have fixed this. Then I just gotta call them back.
Reason.
We're back.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
I'm not seeing your faces. It's buffering.
No, you're still
Yeah, well,
buffering.
you're
for
buffering
us.
for me too.
Hey, there we go. Basement
I
is
see
back.
This is blank image now.
Yeah.
You
Alright.
see us Twitch?
Yep, I can see you.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking the Twitch.
I can see you on my OBS, and you're not frozen
Twitch,
anymore, so we
hey.
should be good.
I shouldn't yell. People get mad. There's neighbors. Twitch is little. It's a little small.
Okay. This is a good question.
Wait, I don't see the video. Oh, there it is. Well, hi.
Alright, so,
Said hi.
Whatever.
next question. Considering the basement is regularly threatened by tornadoes, is the structure above the basement built from brick? And if not, why?
I have something to say about this. Tornadoes don't really happen very much on the East Coast. We're not like those Midwesterner fools like you who get attacked by tornadoes regularly. And Gustav once said, like, the stupidest thing I think he's ever said to me was that during a tornado, it's best to not be in the basement because you'll get crushed by the stuff above you. Like, that's literally the opposite of the advice that people give for tornadoes. And tornadoes are not really a problem, especially where I live. I live in a city, and my house has been standing for literally hundreds of years. No tornado's ever taken it down.
Well,
I
think we need to answer. What's
The only reason
basement-
I got afraid of the tornado was because I got a warning on my phone that said "take shelter," and I've never seen that before. So I thought that literally a tornado was coming right at me.
for his.
I think we need to answer the question. The structure above the basement is not made out of brick.
Oh yeah,
made out
it's
of
garbage. I don't like your new. I don't like
It
your
is.
house.
It is that way because it is a newer house, and most newer houses are not made that way. They're frame houses made out of wood. not brick.
New houses are garbage.
Is this house brick though? No, this one's wood.
Yeah, it's not that old.
I mean, then
Actually,
this one. No, they said it's
Yeah,
like
it
100.
is.
They said it's like 150.
Yeah, look at the
years old,
steps. They're so steep.
but It's
Anyway.
still wood though. This is, but
Brood. If it was made out of brick.
the basement is made out of cinder blocks.
Yeah, the basement's safe. Don't worry about it.
Alright, and that question was also from Dieschlander, or however you pronounce it. Forgive me for my bad pronunciation.
I know that's how it's pronounced.
Okay, so the next question is from Peace a Lot, and he's asking if we can get a selfie from Dr. D1CK's selfie stick.
I want to answer that question with another question. Why are you so obsessed with the selfie stick? It's creepy. It's weird that you bring it up more often than anyone else
Alright,
brings anything else up.
Viewers, if you're confused about what the selfie stick business is, I made a thread a while back.
Yeah, it was so long ago. At this
A while back, I made a thread saying Dr. Dick has a selfie stick, and then the text in the thread said, "Should I be concerned?" Because this was very out of character for Dr. Dick. He was the kind of person that I would have never expected to have a selfie stick, and he had one. So I made a thread about it, and I don't know what eventually happened to the thread, but I know Peace Slot has really latched onto it.
He brings it up so often. It's like a sick obsession he has.
So what was the original quote? Will we have a picture on the selfie stick?
The original question.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna. No, we're not gonna. No, we're not doing that. We're not. Don't give in to Peace Lot's creepy obsession.
All right.
And then
Question.
his next question was again, when is Cheddar going to get shot? But you kind of already covered that, so we'll move on to the next
Yeah,
one.
it's coming. Peace Lot also didn't donate any money, so he has no real claim to that.
By the way, guys, we are definitely getting shot, but come on, give us a break. You didn't technically reach the threshold for the firing squad, so give us a little.
Yeah, you give us more than a lot.
We lowered it.
Give us many
Impromptu.
months, many months.
We lowered it impromptu.
To-
We lowered the threshold.
To be fair, you guys didn't lower it. I did.
Yeah, that's actually attack site if you must.
Okay, I see how it is, guys. Alright, next question is from Vardar. Okay, and his question is, who is the hottest celebrity, and how much would you be willing to pay? He didn't clarify what you're paying for, just how much would you be willing to pay.
I feel uncomfortable answering this question, especially not understanding it completely. I also don't know who this person is. Thoughts?
What is the question again?
Repeat the question.
Who is the hottest celebrity, and how much would you be willing to pay?
Yeah, I feel a little uncomfortable with the question. I feel like it's dependent. There's a lot of assumptions going on, and I'm not sure if I feel like answering this question.
Well, you can answer the first question.
All right.
We don't know. We don't know what we're paying for.
What about Queen Isabella? Guys, come on, I have to come clean here.
That's a fair
I
answer.
have a little thing for me and Queen Isabella. Have a thing. How much is it gonna be? It's gonna be 300 gold. Okay, that's the answer to the question.
Okay.
She's a celebrity. She's in everyone's copy of the game. When you get Age of Empires, you get the campaign, and she's there. She's her little avatar. You pay 300 gold, you get what you want. That's it.
300 gold is how much I'm willing to pay.
I think I'm gonna have to say Lizzie the Pirate for 500 gold.
That's a huge mistake.
Did you make it that far on your campaign playthrough site?
Yeah, I've met Lizzie. Okay, next
fair.
next question.
I want to say I actually entered a contest. I think, where I donated money that I would get, like, if I donated money to a charity and it gave me 25 entries into a prize pool, and if I win, I can visit the set of a movie. And so if I reveal the name of this celebrity, then I might ruin my chances with them. So I'm not going to reveal it on stream.
All right, next question is from Tadir12, and
I love that guy.
he's asking what your favorite Fred Herbert line is. And before you answer that, I want you to explain how this, like, why is this part of the basement culture, and why is it leaking? Why is it leaking out into the rest of
Something
ESOC?
that, like, an abstract.
It's gonna be so okay. You're basically asking me to, like, explain. There's so much to explain. All right. So basically, you know what prank calls are, right?
No, never heard of a prank call. What's that?
Okay. So basically, you're calling some. Okay, you're just, like, trolling someone on the forums. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with that. A lot of people do it.
We don't
Not
know
gonna
what it
name
is.
names. Your own. And they'll troll people on the forums just to be annoying. Is what they do. And prank calling is sort of like that, but via phones. And so one of the funny ways of prank calling people is you prank call a specific person, and you use the words that they say and create a soundboard with their words, and you use that to prank call other people. And basically, Fred Herbert is a bail bondsman from Los Angeles, who is a famous soundboard because he's been prank called literally tens of thousands of times.
We even tried, guys.
Yes, I tried calling. He says he's been called 50 times a day since 2009. So many calls. It's absolutely insane. And basically, Fred Herbert, if you Google Fred Herbert and go to YouTube and type in Fred Herbert or bail bondsman, you'll find all the prank calls. And he has many, many, many lines which are extremely funny. So that brings us to the original question. What's your favorite Fred Herbert line? And it's very difficult for me to answer because there's so many that I really like. Do you have any thoughts, guys? What are your favorite ones?
Each our favorite line.
The truth is, when we talk Fred here when we're together, we usually say, "Oh, my favorite line is this." We
always talk about the favorite. It's sort of like having a favorite song. Like it changes with your mood and what you've listened to recently. Like you can never have one specific
different
favorite.
flavors of Fred.
I think I could say mine is when he says, "It's still a mystery to me." So
It's a mystery to me.
it's a mystery to me.
Yeah, that is a great line. You got to admit. It's really hard to say what my absolute favorite is. Like we use certain lines that, like the lisp. Like okay, Fred Herbert has a lisp. So anytime we say yes, we say yesh. So we do that even when typing, and I call it the typing lisp. And people just around the community do it now. Some of them don't even know where it comes from.
And they're forced to do it.
And also, when you say "well, hi," I said hi. Don't say hello there.
All right, guys. So mine probably is something as simple as his "well, hi," for the simple reason that there really is no reason to say "well" when you're just for the initial like. If you met someone on the street, you would never say "well, hi" unless like they did something weird. and like you're kind of weirded out. You're like, well, hi. So I like the well, hi, but I also like the line. It's a great thing for me to say.
I was just about to. I think I was just about to say
because
that.
when I think, the more I think about that line, it's such a weird like it's a great thing for me to say. You're patting yourself on the back for saying such a great thing, as if saying something can be hard. Just saying words. It's a great thing for me to say.
It's really hard to say because it really varies depending on what I've listened to recently and how I can use the line. Although one I've been thinking about a lot recently is what's the line? Sorry, give me 1 sec. There's so many good ones. It's really difficult. But there's one line I honestly can't even find an example of it. But it's like an extremely distorted line where he's angrily explaining to someone how many times he's been pranked, and at one point he goes like, they called 5 or 6 times yesterday, and like he says it in such a distorted way, it's almost impossible to understand, and it's a combination of his phone line and his anger. He goes, they called 5 or 6 times, like it's so funny the way he says it. It sounds like his mouth. It sounds like his mouth is like. It sounds like he's sucking on a jawbreaker as he says the line. It's so funny to me.
Guys, we should also say that we're talking about the best natural Fred lines. That's not even including splices.
Line splices are incredible. In fact, the most recent Carlos Walnut video, they've spliced him to say the word delivery. And, like, D and live are just 2 words he said, but the re comes from the end of the name Carrie. If you listen carefully, it's really, really funny. It's like delivery. It's so bad and so distorted. It's almost impossible to understand unless you already know Fred. That's the end of my answer.
Okay, next question comes from Jakey Boy, and he's asking, when is he going to be on the podcast?
You'll come.
I tried to schedule it.
Yeah,
but this is the year. I blame it on the year.
Noel is probably for the next guest, Jakey. I'm sorry. You do speak English, which gives you an edge. However, your New Zealand, which is not. You have a thick enough accent that it's a problem. I would say. I'm kidding, of course, but no. You're next after Noel. All right, just relax. I'm very busy. Next question.
All right, the next question. Let's go into this. And I know there were some. Let me scroll up because not all of them were going through like they should. Let me just scroll up to the actual chat because I've been here for all of them. We'll pick this one from Duck, and he's asking, who is your favorite community team member and why is it Dualcrad?
It's okay. He says it in like a joking way. It obviously is Duck. That's only because you're
the only one that doesn't want us to literally die.
I wouldn't say that, but your teammates on the community team, you're the only one who's. Sometimes I refer to Duck as he's like the Ted Cruz of the community team because he sounds very rational and he can like talk in circles around you. But in reality, his ideas are only good compared to the more insane people he's surrounded by, aka Peaceline Ed Holland. So you're gonna have. I'm sorry, Duck, for technically calling you out in that way. But
I think Duck listens to.
Yeah, you are a good community team member. Although
I do appreciate.
The only reason you're the best is because Eagle Mutt's not on the community team anymore. Sorry, but mic drop on that one. Eagle Mutt, best Mutt. Next question.
All right, the next one is from Tand Jones, and he is saying.
Who is this? I don't know this person.
We love Tan Jones.
Who are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Some guy who we like him.
He says, since you're treaty players, is it possible and how to do casting of treaty games?
Oh yeah. I actually had a couple of people ask me about this. Normally when I say I'm going to cast treaty, I get viciously attacked and threatened. But I'm going to start casting treaty because there's a community of people who want it and nobody's doing it. And clearly I would be best at it. The thing about it is there's the 40 minutes of Boom where you don't really say anything. We could just use that as like an impromptu podcast episode. So it's really perfect. So we're going to start doing that more often. So watch out for that.
I remember streaming on my channel once, and it was literally just like me playing Treaty and this like random talking in the background in the basement. Do you remember this year? We had the mic like over here. I was just playing. I was just playing, and Dick was looking.
We
at
just
the
talked
chat.
about all kinds of conspiracy theories and random nonsense.
Yeah, we're talking conspiracies, all sorts of interesting stuff.
Right.
But yeah, that was kind of fun. We can probably.
Yeah,
make
we're
it work.
going to cast more treaty, no matter what anyone says, no matter how many times they get threatened. Next question.
All right, the next question is from Duck again. He says, "What do you do for fun outside of Age of Empires?"
We got a boat.
Yeah, we had, Dr. D1CK has a sailboat that we sort of like to ride on. Sail.
We got go.
Whatever.
These are the right terms.
We don't sail. We motorboat.
Yeah, because the
sailboat.
wind is not really in our favor. Ever.
Well, sometimes there's wind, sometimes there's not.
The motor helps when there's no wind. In case you ever wondered, what does a sailboat do when there's no wind? They cheat.
We cheat. Yeah.
What
there's
did
no way
people do
around
in like the olden days?
You waited.
You were just at a
I would
drift.
hate to be a pilgrim. That'd be the worst thing to be.
It is crazy.
Anyway, what other fun things do we do?
we go to the cabin.
Oh yeah, the Great Cabin. We've recorded pot. Actually, I don't want to bring this up because I have to release it. Next question.
Let's reveal it. Yeah,
Alright.
we have to release the last episode.
I'm working on it. I'm really busy. I guarantee it'll be done next week. Next question.
The last episode.
Guaranteed from the air.
The next question is from Rikiki Poo, and he's saying, "Do you dream of meeting a girl in Age of Empires?"
No, to be honest, if I met a girl in Age of Empires, I would feel like. The thing is, if I met any woman in real life, I would not tell them about this, about all the time I spend on an ESOC and my podcast and all. The whole reason that I do this is just to fill my time, and that if I would never tell anyone about this in real life. It's too insane.
Wasn't the first one we met though? Wasn't it Acolyte? And that didn't, go so well.
I hate Acolyte. Acolyte.
They cheated
I don't
and
know.
acted like they did nothing wrong. Come on.
I don't know if Acolyte's really a woman or if that's just something someone said to us once, but point is, the only thing, no, I wouldn't want to meet anyone on ESOC. There are a lot of crazy people.
Yeah, there's guys out there.
I get threatened on that forum.
There's too many people out there wanting to kill me. That's just a sad fact. So maybe internet, even if you were to you never know. If
You're back.
You're just gone again because I don't know what he's doing. What do you think
He's got a
doing?
weak bladder.
Yeah, his bladder's non-existent now. I think
Well,
he had a little too much to drink. But
Since he walked off, I guess you guys can answer the question for him. Rikiki Poo followed it up asking, he said, assuming that Frenchman likes girls. So, does he in fact like girls?
Yes.
you went to that.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, we're pretty certain. We'll have to further testing. We'll reveal the further testing. What would be further testing?
I think you just made that up. I don't think there is further testing.
We have to. All right. So further testing would involve him. Wait, what was the question to start with?
He was asked if he dreams of meeting a girl in Age of Empires, and he said, assuming that he likes girls.
What? What was the question? I'm back.
Do you like girls?
He's back.
Yes. Why is that the question?
Well, we determined that testing will reveal the true answer to that, but
Testing, right.
Unless
we
you're-
have to take note of all his relationships ever in the future as well, and determine how many were with women, how many were with males, and how many were with fish.
All right. Next question is from Sir Colin, and he's asking, what does Ear's shirt say?
It says Pod Save America. It's a great podcast hosted by former Obama staff members about politics, current events, and ways to resist the Trump administration. I'd highly recommend checking it out.
Don't resist.
Their podcast network also hosts a podcast called Pod Save the World, which is about foreign policy, which is very interesting. I'm a political science major / international relations minor. That's kind of a stretch of the truth because I haven't actually switched my major yet. Technically, I'm still a history or a social studies education major because I've been too lazy to switch my major. But I am going to graduate with a political science degree and a minor in international relations next May. So keep an eye out for that.
And Gustav is officially a. What are you, Gustav?
Gustav has a degree in business information systems.
And I'm also A+ certified.
Yeah, nobody knows what that means. Next
I bet
question.
someone.
Wait, what was the original question? Oh, it was what my shirt said. Oh yeah, Pod Save America. I'll bring it up
I do not endorse
to
Pod
the
Save
camera.
America.
All right, the next question is from Jakey Boy, and he says, "What the is that on Ear's head?"
It's my hair. I got a lot of, he posted a lot of comments about it. I'm just gonna show it to everyone. It's called an undercut. It's really not like a.
Ear
It's not
spends an awful lot of time on it. What are you trying to model off of the ear?
Brad Pitt. Have you ever seen the movie Fury? Sight, have you ever seen the movie Fury?
I have not.
Well, it's a really great movie. Personally, one of my it was good. Brad Pitt was starring in it. Shia LaBeouf was also in it, as was what's the guy's name? John Bernthal, the guy who plays the Punisher. Anyway, this is my hair. I like it. If you have a problem with it, then
Hey,
Get out.
Colin just complimented you. He said you know more about politics than he thought, and I say that's definitely true because Ear has managed to navigate the forum so well and do this mod the Ear movement.
Yeah, I'm trying
He's
to
like a natural leader,
I host. Yeah, I'm trying. Like, it's
a natural
a
moderator.
campaign. Make me a mod, or else I will. Continue
He's running a campaign.
campaigning.
He's managed to organize people for the telethon. He's
See,
pretty good at
The thing about the hair is, I don't like. It's really not like a rare thing. I actually specifically cut it today. I shaved the sides with my clippers so that it would be more disconnected. It does need to be cut in the back a little bit, but honestly, I think it's looking pretty good right now. If anyone's wondering how I do this, I use three different products. One is styling cream. One what's the word I'm thinking of? The opposite of matte.
Everyone thinks you're a goober because of this.
A styling cream, a
No one thinks
pomade,
you're cool.
and hairspray, and it works pretty well. And overall, I went. My first class today was at like 11 a.m. and that was what 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours ago. So it still works. Anyway, if anyone has any more questions about it, continue asking them. Next question.
No one cares.
Next
about
question.
you. No one gives a shit about your hair.
Next question.
You should be ashamed of yourself for talking about 3 different products you use in your
Yeah,
hair.
3 products.
That's 3 products too far.
I mix the styling. Okay, so I'm
What's
gonna
going on?
I'm gonna continue the tutorial. You use equal parts styling cream and pomade in your hands. You mix it up as much as you can. Okay, you wash your hair, but then you dry it with a towel, but don't dry it with a blow dryer. You want to leave it somewhat wet. Then you mix equal parts styling cream and pomade in your hands. You mix it up as much as you can. You spread it all out evenly. Then comb it back. Then you do the hairspray. Next question.
Then you do the Harlem.
Next question.
Okay, so the next question is from Sir Colin, and he's asking how much you've had to drink.
Not that much. Next question. Not much.
He's been doing a few shots.
What time is it? So it's about 3 hours of whatever. Continue. Next
I'm
question.
doing this. What is that bourbon, Chris?
Okay,
Cheap whiskey.
the next question is from Noisance, and he wants to know what your
Love that
favorite
guy.
fast food is.
I love Wendy's. Wendy's chicken nuggets is my favorite. I get 10 chicken nuggets and I actually just was recently at Wendy's the other day, and it turns out I tried to order 2 10-piece chicken nuggets, and apparently a 20-piece chicken nugget is $2 cheaper than ordering 2 10 pieces separately. And I didn't understand why they had that. It made me really angry. But I normally get a 10-piece and a small chocolate frosty.
All right, you
can
need to step aside.
All right.
We're going with the real winner of fast food.
You love Wendy's. What are you talking about? You said
Wendy's
that they have
is good.
You said they have the best chicken nuggets.
Yes, but chicken nuggets are not. They have the best of class. They have the best of the
Are we
chicken
about
nugget
to
class.
agree on answer?
We are on. I believe Gustav and I are on the same wavelength with this. We're talking sheets. We're talking northeastern U.S.
Stop. Okay. I don't consider them fast food. They're made to order. It's separate.
It is very fast.
All right, fine. If you want to consider sheets fast food,
It's faster.
Anyway,
They're
we're talking meal deal. We're talking.
Sheets.
We're talking sheets.
Sheets versus Wawa. In case anyone knows what that means, Sheets is better.
We're talking- yeah,
I'm
sheets.
gonna have to pause you here for a second. I'm gonna disagree and say that Wendy's does not have the best chicken nuggets.
Who has better? If you say Chick-fil-A, you're
I
biased.
say
that's
Burger
fake
King.
news.
I say Burger King has a strong case. Honestly, they have $1.49. 10
They're
piece.
cheap, but they're not better.
They're all right. Maybe they're not.
Maybe they're a better value, but they're certainly not better.
I believe
tasting.
they're kind of.
What do you think is the best chicken nugget site?
Chick-fil-A.
I knew you'd say that.
I can prove it.
Fake news.
No,
Yeah, you're just paying $10 for one chicken nugget.
Anyway, Cheddar and I have to explain it. So we go.
Sorry, let me
This
explain.
is gonna take a really
No,
long
we'll do it
time.
quick. We'll do it quick. We go. Sheetz is a gas station that sells food. It's quiet here.
It's made to order food, okay? And we're talking about the $3.17 meal deal there. Where you
Or the hot dogs.
or the hot dogs. It's kind of like the hot dogs used to be the best deal. There's 2 hot dogs for $1. And they have the Sheetz Boom Boom sauce, which is like a spicy, what is it? Spicy?
I always say spicy mayonnaise.
It's
but
nowhere near the consistency of mayo.
Cheddar does.
I don't like mayo at all.
Anyway, it's a spicy sauce, and we get sauerkraut with it.
Sauerkraut, I believe, is also more of a. Do people know what we're talking about when we say sauerkraut?
They're not like morons.
No, I
They're
know.
just European.
No, I know sauerkraut is people from some parts of the world I know would not be that familiar with. Anyway, sauerkraut's like cabbage. Anyway, we're talking about 2 for $1 hot dogs from Sheetz, or we're talking about the meal deal, which is a 6-inch sub or a 6-inch hot sandwich with a bunch of toppings you can choose from, fries, and a large ass drink from the soda fountain. I think that's pretty good.
Can you talk about the time you like scammed them with a coupon?
Oh yeah, I got this coupon in the mail for it was 1 free MTO item, and add-ons and upcharges were included. The one bad thing about Sheetz is that the add-ons and upcharges, like putting freaking guacamole on it's like $1 extra on a 6-inch sub.
A slice of cheese is 40
A
cents.
slice of cheese. They'll nickel and dime.
And it's usually only a half a slice, honestly.
It's not. It's pretty annoying,
even-
but they'll nickel and dime the heck out of you. Anyway, I used this coupon and I got like a $12 like 6-inch sandwich from Sheetz, and Ear thinks I scammed them. I just thought it was.
It's just really funny the way you did it.
Yeah, it was because the coupon said it was only up to a 6-inch value, but the add-ons and off-charges were included. So you could basically get double meat, double cheese, guac, whatever you want on the sandwich. I get the steak and marinara and provolone, but there's other choices to be had. What's your favorite, Gustav?
The chicken tender.
Yeah, he likes the chicken tenders.
Chicken tender sub. It's just a sub, and instead of regular chicken, they put chicken tenders on. It's great.
How big are the chicken tenders?
The normal size
God,
chicken
how
tender.
could we forget the app box? At what time does it start?
Starts at 8 o'clock. You go to Sheetz after 8 o'clock. You can get a nice sized box of just deep fried, unhealthy.
Yeah, it's pretty
Sin.
cheap. It's
It's
also
sin.
for around $3. It's really, really tasty. And
Cheddar and I normally get fried pickle chips, mozzarella sticks, cheese bites, or what else? Or chicken.
or chicken. Yeah, just general chicken. Or I've been really into the mozzarella stick pickle chip combo. The mozzarella stick pickle chip meta, so to speak. We're talking ranch, the ranch cup.
Did you just say the mozzarella stick meta?
Yes, I was really into that, and I still am. So we need to move on. We're taking too
Next
long
question.
on that question.
All right, so we'll do one more question from the audience, and then if you guys have any questions for me, we'll move on to that, and then we'll be done. So let me scroll in here and find a nice and good one.
Yeah, I was gonna ask a question to myself.
Okay, this one's from Noisance, and he asks, what games do you play other than Age of Empires 3?
To be honest, I don't really have that much time for games. I don't even really play Age of Empires 3 that much, although I do. The only other game I really play a significant amount of is Grand Theft Auto 5. It's my favorite. It's the best. Next. Sorry, one of you answer.
I also don't. I played a good amount of Age of Empires 3. Not much games outside. I used to play a lot of shooters in the past.
Oh yeah, I do that. I love Black Ops 2. The original Black Ops.
I still
Black
say
Ops
Call of Duty World at War was the best first-person shooter for like sniping and like rifles and stuff. It was a World War II version of. I always say Call of Duty 5, but no one knows what I'm talking about. Even though it's technically the one that came after the first Modern Warfare. I say COD 5, but everyone wants to call it World War. It's also the Call of Duty that started Nazi Zombies, which we used to play.
Oh, yeah, we used to play it all the time. I love that game. Man.
We used to play so much. So yeah, I play some of those type of games. But yeah, I'm not that big on other games. I used to be, but yeah.
I'm
World of Tanks.
well, not tanks. I'm a mix between World of Warships and any one of the Total War series, except that new one that's Magic. What is it called? Warhammer or something?
I don't know. I don't play that
I
game.
know there's like orcs and elves and things. I'm not really into that one, but the others are.
Yeah, Sir Colin just said World War was amazing. Yes, it was. It is so simple and good. And he likes Black Ops. These two are Black
Yeah, Black Ops.
fanatics.
The first Black Ops was my favorite.
They were
Me
good.
and Gustav used to play the zombies game, like the different zombies maps, particularly Shangri-La. We would play that for like literally all night before anything we did. Like, we would just not sleep at all, just constantly play Shangri-La. It was great.
Connected to that, AoE 3, Ear's entrance into the AoE 3 basement community is actually kind of related to Nazi Zombies because Gustav would send the post game. Gustav would send like a screenshot of this post game of this game to him.
I guess, okay, before the basement games, there was something called the Neolithic Den games, where the AoE 3 games were played in the den instead of the basement. And Gustav would send me the post-game images without explaining to me exactly what the game was. And I remember specifically one of the details he gave me about the game was about gold mines. That he would be like, well, there's just gold on the map that you have to go collect. And I was always like, that sounds really stupid. That was like the only detail he gave about the game.
I think you're just picking out.
That was the most. That was the thing I remember the most. Is you'd be like, you don't just get resources. You have to go collect them from the map. Like, I was like, that's so stupid. And that was my first introduction to AoE 3. And now it controls my life.
And you're dead.
All right. Okay. So if you guys have any questions for me, we can answer those, and I'll just.
I know I had one earlier because we talked about this, but now I can't remember.
I don't remember what you said.
I don't remember either.
I don't think it was very important.
It was important. It was hugely important. It was. Maybe it was a joke that I didn't have any questions, but I just wanted to ask if I could ask questions.
All right, Sight.
Let me quick check the chat, see if anyone else.
I'll ask like a mini question here.
Okay.
Sight, do you see yourself one day piloting a helicopter?
Yes. That's.
I can answer that.
You've mentioned that you want to pick between, what did you say, physical therapy or flying.
Mhm.
Those are pretty, I think,
Different.
they are fairly different. Like, one's like, I don't even know how to explain it. One's like, how would you explain this kind of like polarity?
They're two big passions of mine. Flying is something that I've done on multiple occasions. I've flown, co-piloted a UH-60 Blackhawk, which is a helicopter.
That's from Black Ops, the Huey.
I've personally flown a Cessna 172 and a Cessna 182, very similar planes, and I'll be flying in a glider. I don't know what model yet, but I'll be flying in a glider here soon as well. So flying is something I'm really passionate about, but I'm also quite passionate about helping people, and physical therapy and personal training is something that I want to do as well. So it's kind of a toss-up between the two. I'm thinking right now I might go for the physical therapy and personal training and get a degree in sports science and probably business, and then take up flying as kind of like a hobby type thing. So that's kind of where I'm leaning at the moment.
Sight is my personal trainer.
Confirm to your site that the
Guys,
the Bell Huey helicopter and the Black Hawk are different helicopters.
Yes, those are different helicopters.
They have the same name, Huey. So
No, they're not.
I was
They're both
right.
not named
I was
Huey.
right. I was right when I said that.
They're both not named
Huey Lewis in the News is also a helicopter.
I think the drinks are catching
I
up
was
to you
right
there.
about that. What I just said. What I was right
Yeah,
about.
Sight is now his personal trainer.
Sight is my personal trainer. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm doing a
I
really
resigned.
bad job. I'm doing a really.
I failed here, I guess.
No, you have to. We're both gonna get in shape. All right. I know I said that earlier, but was there any other questions? Because I wanted. Noisance asked if I was planning on putting my new gaming PC to use. I already
Honestly,
do.
I haven't witnessed it.
I play Grand Theft Auto and high the max graphics. What are you talking about?
Never played with me.
Get out of here. I'm busy.
Okay, so unless you guys have anything else you want to comment or say, you have any closing statements you want to make?
I have two.
Two closing
Go
statements.
listen to my podcast. Oh, actually, I have three. Go listen to my podcast, soundcloud.com/revolt podcast. Two, I have a website that I've created. It's currently on hiatus. But if you want to go look at what I have posted there, at esocleaks.com. And the third announcement is #ModTheYear.
Have a good one.
If you don't support it, then you're against me. I'm going to post those links in the chat.
Alright, go ahead and post your links. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this interview. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit about the basement, and you maybe have a new opinion of them now. Maybe it's better, maybe it's worse. That's up for you to decide. As always, you can catch us streaming. Yeah, that too. And then we have Fight Nights on Saturdays and Sundays at it starts at 2000 GMT and goes until 2400 GMT. So make sure you catch those and watch the Fight Nights. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.